Welcome to Salad with a Side of Fries. I'm your host, Jen Trepic, talking wellness and weight loss for real life. We're here to clear up the myths, misinformation, bad science, and marketing to teach you how to eat and how to cheat. Are you ready? I'm having salad with a side of fries. This week, we're talking about jeffing. Now, I am not sure what happened this year, but I feel like jeffing is all over the internet. It's related to exercise and activity. I'm curious if you've seen it online. Maybe it's just the side of the internet that I'm on. Jeffing, what is it? In the most basic way of describing, it's a particular method of walk-run intervals. And the first question that I know, I had it, I'm sure it's your first question, is why is it called jeffing? Yes? Okay. It's because Olympian Jeff Galloway is seen as the one who made it popular. So it's the 1972 Olympics, and then 1974, he really started using this as a tool to train other people, to support other athletes and even aspiring runners. And I point this out because if you're a longtime listener of Salad with a Side of Fries, you have probably heard me say that I am not a runner. Frankly, it makes me feel like I'm going to die, and I generally make it a practice to not do things that make me feel like I'm going to die, right? So sometimes I will also add that I think there is form and method to running that I was just never taught. Well, Olympian Jeff Galloway has used this approach, jeffing, to teach people part of what I've always felt was missing for me. So with this method, he's worked with beginners to help them take up running and avoid injuries. He has tweaked and perfected the jeffing method based on results from over 500,000 runners. Amazing. Why is it helpful? So in the data from those 500,000 people, it ranged from marathoners who use this run-walk method to like half marathoners and, beginners. So the marathoners took over 13 minutes off their times. Half marathoners took like 7 minutes off their times. Jeff Galloway did an interview with Women's Health. So this is a quote from him in the Women's Health interview. He said, "My goal in designing the jeffing method is to help people enjoy running while reducing fatigue, injury, and burnout. Many beginners push too hard and struggle, while experienced runners often battle overuse injuries. Jeffing provides a structured way to build endurance, maintain motivation, and even improve race times without exhaustion." Sounds pretty good. Even if I'm not ready to take up running, it has piqued my interest. So if you're like me, not super into running, also listen to this thinking about how you might apply this concept or this jeffing approach to the activity that you do. Maybe that's cycling or a circuit or adjusting the intervals that you're doing. Okay. Full disclosure, I'm still not 100% sold because running. Yet, let's explore some of the benefits beyond shaving time off of a marathon or half marathon. So injury prevention is a big one because you can adjust how you adjust the method to how you feel. So this also means it can help with fatigue. You do this by adjusting the ratio of running walking time and the length of those intervals. We'll come back to that. Even for those who aren't looking to beat a clock, again, this is a quote from that Women's Health interview with Jeff. He said, "After extensive study, I found that a 30-second walk break delivers the highest level of recovery while reducing the leg tightening effect of longer walks. Those who walk for a full minute tend to slow down during the second 30 seconds at the end of the run and find it increasingly more difficult to start the next run segment." Very interesting. If you are a runner looking to beat the clock, a study from the Journal of Science and Medicine in Sport looked at 42 marathon runners and saw that those who incorporated the walking intervals had comparable finish times to those who ran the entire race. So, helpful. Other benefits, so better endurance. Many people use this approach to train for ultra marathons. You can learn pacing, maybe manage distance intimidation if, the longer distances freak you out, like me. And even, I would say I'm resistant a little bit to both speed and distance, but that's me. Now, if you're in a phase of life also where more intensity in your cardio is desired, or if you used to do more intense cardio and now your body doesn't seem to respond to it the way it used to, I'm talking to you, all my fellow menopausal, perimenopausal women. This approach can up the intensity in a really strategic way. Okay, so let's talk about jeffing. What do we do? So like I said, it's essentially run, walk, run intervals. It is simply that, interval training. So you're going to alternate between running and walking. The length of those intervals depends on you. The speed of that running also depends on you. And by the way, that depends on you. It's not just your ability, but also the type of training that you're looking to do. So for all the walkers, here's a jeffing walking workout. 5-minute warm-up, then a 5 to 10-minute walk at your usual walking pace. Then you're going to do this jeffing pattern. So you ease into what he calls a shuffle jog. So that's very gentle. Your feet don't lift much off the ground. You're taking really short steps. You're staying light on your feet. So that little shuffle jog is 5 to 7 seconds. Then you're back to walking for 30 to 60 seconds. So you repeat that 5 to 7 second shuffle jog with a 30 to 60 second walking for 3 minutes, then walk for 3 minutes. So you have like this 6-minute set, and then you could repeat that whole pattern 3 to 5 times. He says to do this every other day. You can add a 3-minute segment each time you work out and eventually get up to 30 minutes, and that your off days are for recovery. I repeat that. The off days are for recovery. And then you can keep adding 3-minute segments. You could change the intervals. So maybe you increase the shuffle jog to 7 to 10 seconds. If your walks were closer to 60 seconds, decrease those to more like 30-second walks between the shuffles. Eventually, you want to progress to 15-second run, 45-second walk. This is what he calls a 1-to-3 ratio of time spent running to walking. If it's easier for you to use distance instead of time to measure the intervals, go for it, do that. For the runners out there, they say the faster you want to run, the shorter you want your walking intervals to be. Also be sure that you keep the walking intervals because that's your fatigue management. An example of your running or jeffing running workout. Warm up, 5 to 10 minute walk. Then you do 30-30 for 3 minutes. So that's a 30-second jog and then 30-second walk for 3 minutes. After that, you do 3 minutes. That's a 60-second jog, 30-second walk, followed by 3 minutes of 90-second jog, 30-second walk. Finally, try 2 minutes jogging, 30 seconds walking. After all of that, take a 3-minute walk and decide which pattern you liked the best. When did you feel your best? And do that for 6 to 10 minutes. To me, as I even say this out loud and review this pattern in my notes, it reminds me of instruction that Barry's Bootcamp instructors have given for the treadmill portion of the class. Anyway, this is a lot to think about. I know it's not easy because you're listening, and without having it to see in front of you, it's difficult to follow. So I'm going to put all of this on the Salad with a Side of Fries Instagram. So that's Salad with a Side of Fries pod on Instagram. We'll also put it in the Facebook group and post it in the Happy Healthy Hub so that you guys have these running and walking, jeffing examples. Let me give you a couple pro tips. He says, focus on the transitions between the shuffle jog or the jogging and the walking. You got to figure out a timer, whether that's an app or something that's going to alert you when it's time to switch. And of course there's a Jeff Galloway app, but that app has a free timer. So that might be the easiest thing to use. And then of course, as with everything, form is important. He says back straight, shoulders relaxed, arms at 90 degrees, and breathe. He says breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. All in, I think jeffing is very interesting. Maybe it's something I'll do when traveling if there isn't a way to use a hotel gym or all they have is really like a treadmill, which isn't usually my jam, or if I'm trying to do something outside with no equipment. I think it's interesting and it gives some structure around intervals in a way that clearly helps people improve and get better. So yeah, I'm in for jeffing. I think it's a helpful technique. And now we're all learning from this Olympian a way that we can support our own health and our own longevity. Well, as always, everybody, I'm Jen Trepeck, your health coach and host. Connect with me on Instagram or all social media. I'm at Jen Trepeck, JENNTREPECK. Website is asaladwithasideofries.com. Pick your platform, send a message. I truly love hearing from you, your ideas, your takeaways, your questions, all the things. It's also the easiest way to learn more about working with me as your health coach. Lisa Schlossberg, thank you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. What a blast.
Absolutely. And friends, if you are not already, join the Happy Healthy Hub. You'll go to asaladwithasideofries.com/membership. This shows your support for this podcast, this community, and above all, your health. On top of this week's episode in full video with behind-the-scenes content, you'll get the 24/7 access to Ask Me Anything, and your recipe this week is for 20-minute turkey and peppers. Well, friends, that's it for today's episode of Salad with a Side of Fries. Congratulations for making yourself and your health a priority. Thanks so much for joining us. Be sure to click subscribe or follow on your favorite podcast platform. Share us with a friend, and we'll be back next week. Always remember, you deserve it, and you are worth it. Happy healthy.